As we all know, capitalism has triumphed over socialism. We have reached the peak of economic development. So what do we have to do now? We have to optimize our positions within the current economic system because it's peaked. We can't make any improvements. And how do you do that? You become a millionaire. And who better to teach us how to become a millionaire than PragerU University?
He's a millionaire. Even today, that phrase has a magical ring to it. And what image do you see? Probably a guy in a $1,000 suit pulling up in his luxury car to his 10-bedroom mansion. He doesn't have a care in the world. Why should he? He's got all the money in the world. Who knows how he got it? Maybe his parents left it to him.
Exploiting his workers. Conditions brought about by being born into wealth. Luck.
Or he got lucky in the stock market, or acquired it in some dishonest way. What does it matter? It's out of your reach, right?
Yes, being a millionaire is out of the average American's reach. So, for example, $30,000 median US income, okay? Let's go to the calculator, okay? Let's say you get a job at 20. You work for 50 years at a job that pays the median wage right off the bat, okay? You make $1.5 million for working for 50 years at the median wage in the US. You would have to live on $10,000 a year for 50 years to be able to save up $1 million by the time you reach the age of 70, assuming you started working at a job that pays $30,000 a year when you were 20. Minus taxes, by the way. Yeah. It's definitely in everybody's reach, buddy.
I don't blame you if you think this way. I thought that way once myself.
And then I became a conservative grifter and made a bunch of money of telling poor people that they just need to try harder.
It's how Hollywood and the popular media like to portray the wealthy, the 1%. But it couldn't be further from the truth. How can I say that?
I'm ready.
Because my research team and I surveyed and interviewed over 10,000 millionaires.
Okay, hit me.
We learned a lot about them. What we found out surprised me, and I suspect will surprise you too.
I'm ready.
But before I explode some millionaire myths, let me first define what I mean by a millionaire. It means someone who has $1 million in net assets. That is, the total of their assets, bank accounts, and investments, minus debts, totals $1 million or more. According to a recent report, there are almost 11 million millionaires in the United States today, more than ever. But here's the kicker. That same report shows the number of people living paycheck.
Why is he wearing his watch like that? How is he supposed to look at the watch? He's supposed to like do this? Like twist his arm? He's supposed to do it from like underneath like this? Like real smooth, just sitting, you know, in the business meeting.
That same report shows the number of...
He's literally recording for like a PragerU, like a multi-million-dollar media foundation that is like built to produce propaganda. They should have caught this. They should have said, hey, you look like a dumb fuck. You're wearing your watch incorrectly, okay?
Living paycheck to paycheck is on the rise, with 1 in 3 unable to cover a $2,000 emergency with cash. The key difference...
40% of Americans would struggle to come up with $400. And he's saying 1 in 3, which is less than 40%, won't be able to do $2,000. I guess that's technically true. It's a bit of an undersell as to the real situation, but that's okay. That's okay.
The key difference between the so-called haves and have-nots, well, that's what really blew us away. But before I give you the answer, I need to deal with some myths about the millionaires we talked to. Myth number 1. Wealthy people inherited all their money.
Literally nobody makes this argument. Some people inherited all their money, and that's true. However, the advantage that a lot of wealthy people have is not to just get given money. Because unless your parents are exorbitantly wealthy, then that won't be enough. The thing that people argue about when it comes to the advantage your parents give you in becoming a millionaire is because you are given opportunities throughout your entire life that increases your abilities to make more money. You're given access to a stable household, given access to great education. You can live in a good school district, you can go to private schools, you can do any number of things to increase your level of educational attainment. You don't have to worry about putting food on the table. You can afford tutors. You have good healthcare services. You can afford to pay for good universities. Other types of extracurricular activities that are important in your growth as a person and your social skills and your academic skills and your athletic skills. If that's something that help you like land a scholarship, for example. There are a million and one influential factors that flow down from a parent that people who end up being very wealthy like inherit. And it's not just the money that they inherit. That's part of it for a lot of people, but that's not it. That's not the main thing. Most of it is just the conditions they are given. They're put in a position where they are at a really, really, really high opportunity of succeeding right off the bat, far higher than any average person ever could like be dreaming of like attaining when it comes to starting their life off on a good note.
The truth is, 79% of millionaires receive zero inheritance. That's right, zip from mom and dad.
Wait,
They
is this
earn
self-reported?
inheritance.
I don't know
That's
if this
right,
is self-reported or not.
zip from mom and dad.
We'll see.
They
They're
earned
probably
it
not gonna say
all
it.
on their own. Myth
Well, no, they didn't. Not really, because if we put everybody in the vacuum and gave them the equal opportunities of succeed, everyone goes to this like to the same public schooling systems. Everyone goes to the same healthcare. Everyone has the same healthcare. Everyone has the same access to like like good household. Everyone has the same access to tutors, which is very difficult to attain, but could still be strived towards and making that as equal as possible. Then you could make the argument that aside from like luck, I suppose, your success is a greater product of your personal work ethic. But if you're given every single possible tool you need to succeed in life, tools that the vast majority of people will never get in their entire life, and you succeed, I don't know how much is your personal effort and how much is just the conditions that you're placed in and the tools that you're given exclusively that a lot of people just will never have access to.
Wealthy people are lucky. This is the one that I believed for a long time. But in reality, 76% of millionaires say that nothing extraordinary happened to enhance their wealth.
They asked the millionaires if they got lucky. They asked the millionaires. Yes, of course. The millionaires are super incentivized to tell the truth about how much wealth they accumulated. But even then, 24% of people admitted that they got lucky. And those are the people that admitted it when they have 1,000,001 incentives not to admit it. On top of that, it's in their class interest to minimize the role of luck. Because if they do that, then they form a political paradigm, a general political thought that the people who make a lot of money earned it all through their own hard work. So therefore, things like taxing them more or wealth redistribution programs, for example, shouldn't be used because they earned it. They benefit directly, monetarily, politically, from saying that they weren't lucky. Saying that this is good data, asking the millionaires themselves, hey, did you get lucky? This wouldn't pass like a third grade like science experiment. This is awful data.
No lottery wins, no stock market killing. Discipline and hard work were the key factors. As for luck,
Oh my God.
the luckiest thing in most of their lives was being born in or becoming a citizen of the United States.
He was close. He was close.
Myth number 3. Wealthy people have prestigious private school educations.
Some of them may, but also in the United States of America, which you clearly mentioned is like the basis of this study, your school district, the publicly funded schools, also vary greatly because the way schools are funded in the United States of America is with property taxes, which means that depending on the value of homes or just like buildings, I guess, generally within the area that the school is in, the school will be given more or less funds. It means that wealthy areas with buildings and houses valued highly, those schools are going to have access to more revenue. They're going to be better funded. They're going to be better equipped. They're going to attract better staff. They're going to be in a better spot. So no, it's not just about going to a prestigious private school. Just like the school district is also massively influential. Like even extremely wealthy people don't send their kids to private schools. They just send their kid to like a public school in a good school district. Even then, 38% went to like private schools, which I think as a proportion, hold on. Private schools, 25% of school enrollment and 10% of PK to 12 students. So basically, they're more than twice as likely to have gone to private schools. Not only is he nitpicking only private schools and not talking about well-funded public schools, public school districts, but he's also like illustrating that people who are millionaires had a massively disproportionate access to private school education.
Myth number 4. Wealthy people have high-paying jobs.
Nobody says this. A lot of wealthy people make money of assets, of owning capital, of owning businesses, of owning shares, of owning stocks, not just having a high-paying job.
1/3 of millionaires never had a six-figure household income in a single working year.
They had a 7-figure income.
So what makes these millionaires so extraordinary? You ready for the shocking answer? Here it is. Nothing. Nothing at all. Remember, I said that there was one key thing that separated the haves from the have-nots. It's the attitude millionaires have toward money. They have learned to control it and not let it control them. So if you want to achieve financial security, you need to change your mindset. The sooner, the better.
Yes, just repeat in your head, I can do this, and you'll become a millionaire. I guarantee you. That's all you gotta do, okay?
You have to start with the belief that it's possible for you to become a millionaire. I can give you 10,000 examples of people like you who have done it.
And I can give you a hell of a lot more examples of people who are completely unable to because they're literally born into circumstances that leave them at a massively harder rate or harder opportunities of attaining financial security, much less becoming a millionaire.
Next, you have to take responsibility for where you are financially right now. And wherever you are,
this means nothing.
and however you got
That means
there,
nothing.
you've got to own it.
That means nothing. This means nothing. What does that mean? What does this mean? What did the statement he just said mean?
Friend Dave Ramsey says, if you're the problem, it also means you're the solution. And that's actually good news.
Issue is that for a lot of people, they aren't the problem. The system is the problem.
It means your financial destiny is in your own hands.
I swear to
Once
God.
you've accepted where you are, you have to create a plan and set goals.
Save $1,000, pay off that bill. Yeah, save $1,000 and pay off the debt with $1,000. I swear to God. Oh my God. Build savings, undefined. Invest 15%. In what? Undefined. College fund, undefined. Pay off house, undefined. Build wealth. Just a step. Guys, this is the 7-step process to attaining wealth, okay? Just have an average job, okay? Making $30,000 a year, and just save 66% of all the money you earn, and never have an emergency, and never pay any taxes. Become a tax evader. That's the Rose Wrist tip to becoming a millionaire, okay?
92% of millionaires set long-term goals for their money. There are no shortcuts.
Compared to how many of average people?
Reaching millionaire status won't just happen accidentally. It takes what I call intense intentionality.
Can we make this a meme? Intense intentionality. Yes. That's what makes people wealthy, okay? Material conditions? Nah. Capitalism? Nah. Wealthy parents? Nah. Good education? Nah. Access to disproportionate amounts of good opportunities? Nah. Intense intentionality. That's where it's at.
And of course, hard work. But I believe just about anyone who's willing to work hard and be disciplined about spending and saving can become a millionaire in America today. If you had talked to all the ordinary...
It's so out of touch. It's insane. The fact that like a 17-year-old living in Sweden with the access to basic statistics provided by the internet can have a better grasp of the situation in the United States of America is completely laughable.
This is America,
He has not finished.
where there's always room for one more millionaire. I'm Chris Hogan, author of Everyday Millionaires.
And I'm so out of touch with America that I give advice that literally means nothing and just boosts my class interests. Good meme. What it takes to be a billionaire.